Hey, there we go. I can do the right thing. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Third Action. This is episode 8, I hope. And these are the same, well,
mostly the same
world friends that I had before. In my bottom left corner, we have Charlotte playing Asher Ford, Human Ranger.
Hi.
Upside down and trapped in the Mirrorverse, we have Will playing Greshy Ironroot.
Help!
And his dog Phelan.
Help!
And in the bottom right, we have Adam playing Gunn, Shough, Champion of Irastil.
Evening all.
There we go. Better. I fixed it.
Good, you got better.
I did. It's like it was really hard though.
Well, in any case, last time I believe on Third Action, the party explored. I guess you asked around about for more information on the mysterious being you encountered underneath the town while fighting Tsuto, Mako's half brother. I was going to switch to town music; it's a little easier. You found a sage by the name of Brodert Quink, who is an expert on ancient Thessalonian times, and who explained to you that this creature was a creature known as a sin spawn. He believes created by ancient Thessalonian magic that's been sort of lost to time. You also asked him about a few other questions. You can summarize those if you want.
I hope he started to pay his taxes now.
Well, yes, he mistook Gunn for a paladin of Abadar, which
Paladins collect taxes?
Paladins of Abadar do.
Wow.
They're very effective.
It comes so far.
Yes, Abadar is the god of law and society, and their followers are known to be a little zealous about things like taxes. They have a whole holiday celebrating tax day. It's great.
It's nice.
Well,
Yes.
that would be a nice benefit.
I mean, you get to get some free food, and get to see some where your taxes go. It's a nice sort of holiday.
That's the sort of civic holiday that we need.
Exactly.
I don't know if I want the religious paladins taking my money, but
Well, if you're gonna pay taxes anyway, at least this way you get to see where they go.
yeah, off with that
In any
guy.
event,
Just go bye.
You spoke with him for a while, learned a bit about quasits, and that they are weak to things such as cold iron, and decided that you'd go try and equip yourselves around town, see if you could find some cold iron weaponry of some sort. You found the Red Dog Tavern, not tavern, Red Dog Smithy, where you managed to purchase a new dagger, upgrade a dagger for Asher Ford, as well as repurchase some lockpicks. You also went to the general store where you picked up several items, perhaps more than happened in the episode, for reasons I'll explain in a moment. And then decided you met up with a Mako as well, who seems to be in the midst of the kind of fallout from the death of her father and brother. She is now Sandpoint's newest noble and has to deal with all the trappings of that, and is
Like
more
tax.
than the tax implications. She is more than happy to break free of that work for a bit and join up with you guys. She's eager to find out what is beneath Sandpoint as well. As the tunnels you found seem to extend further, and some initial exploration seemed to indicate that there could be more danger ahead. You decided to tackle that in the morning, however, and returned to the Rusty Dragon Inn for some well-deserved rest. You all gain your HP, or your level plus con in HP, level times con? something. Maybe just
level times
might
con.
just be level. I've already forgotten. But
It was level times con in the playtest. I don't think that's changed in the official.
that may be one rule I have skimmed over. But in any event, we now have the shiny new real Pathfinder 2nd edition book and books. So, this is going to be our first session with the new rules.
The official rules.
Yes, the
Yeah,
new
we
official
already
rules.
made all of our conversions and upgrades.
Yes.
We leveled up.
There was a level up as well, which has happened overnight. And I
We're
gave because there's some new items and things, I gave the players a little bit to, they could sort of do a little bit of extra shopping that they may not have done otherwise. So, have some new equipment, new abilities, new stuff, new rules. Everything's new.
Did you guys
Great
take
place
advantage
oil.
of that? I didn't take advantage of that.
I didn't either.
I think only
30 pints of oil.
I didn't go to the same.
Great. We have lots of.
I did end up picking up a bit of barding for Phelan. So
Right.
He's now kitted out in heavier leather that goes over his head a bit and then down his back. He looks adorable because it's just like a little coat on a puppy, so it has to look adorable. Other than that, I don't think I did any real purchasing. I did exchange one of my daggers for a clan dagger to be a bit more dwarvish, I guess.
Dwarfy.
Yeah, it kind of ties into his backstory. So,
A
Well-
human dagger.
We have a dungeon crawl ahead of us, and
potentially.
I just got my fortune with my dinner, which says, "You have the ability to overcome obstacles on the way to success." So
Ooh.
very apropos.
Yeah, that's
We have the
pretty appropriate.
ability, but will we use it?
Bad luck and misfortune will infest your pathetic soul for all eternity.
Well, it'll be somewhere between those extremes, I hope.
Yep. It'll be fine. Nothing bad is going to happen.
We hope.
Jason smile.
I'm always smiling.
Well, I always figure if I'm super optimistic, I mean, it helps everyone else, right?
I get less optimistic the more optimistic Jason gets.
Every time he smiles, my heart sinks just a little bit farther.
I'm the nicest, kindest GM. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I've never done anything wrong. Never killed a player. Nothing
Not
bad
once.
has ever happened in any of my games. Anyway, so you all bed down for the night. Have your dreams of sorts. In particular, that's maybe a little intense.
Suddenly, in the middle of the
Dude.
night, you're attacked by a nightmare.
Sort of. So, Gunn, as you rest, turning in your bed, you have a dream. A dream that's probably not too unfamiliar to you. There is fire all around you. You're standing in what appears to be a town square. Not Sandpoint, no, some other village, perhaps. Flames are licking up all around you, and there are dead bodies all around, men, women, children.
Oh boy.
You hear shouts and screams in the distance, and you charge forward, your body almost possessed. You feel a deep-seated hatred in your chest, something that's just gnawing at you, a kind of a rage building up. And you feel your arm swing, heavy longsword tears through someone's flesh. They cry out in pain and stumble back. And as your vision sort of clarifies a bit, you see that it's one of your former companions, a fellow mercenary who you're not terribly fond of anymore. They were already quite covered in blood, their hands stained, their purse full of gold. They collapse on the ground. Behind them, 3 other of your former companions, all kind of surprised for a moment, and then each in turn draw their swords. You shout something unintelligible, and they charge at you, surrounding you. You engage them, each in combat, and the flames just continue to rise up all around you. Eventually, the flames burn out, and all that's left is you standing in a forest, clearing of sorts. A single patch of dirt amidst a sort of field of grass and trees. Before you, you're sort of kneeling on the ground, and there is just the smallest sapling.
Whoa. Yeah, that's kind of how it went, more or less. That is a dream I'm familiar with. So, and then from there, I wake up, or can I look around? Am I in the dream?
Yeah, you're in the dream right now. So you kind of feel yourself come to, and you're looking around, and you're in this clearing.
No people?
Give me a perception check.
All right. Perception is going to be over. There it is. What do we got?
Looks
That
like
is an 8. That's not very good.
So you stand up and look around the clearing. You don't see anything. You hear the sound of chipmunks, maybe squirrels off in the distance. You feel your hands feel kind of something's on them, and you look down and you can see just that you're like sort of drenched in blood.
All right. Well.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Am I wearing? What am I wearing?
You're wearing your mercenary clothes.
All right.
Your uniform from ages ago.
I'm gonna take all that stuff off.
Okay. You begin to remove your bloodied rags.
Yeah, the coat that probably goes over the armor.
Yeah.
And then the armor, leaving some like underclothes, presumably.
I was gonna ask if you're just going.
I'm not gonna
field.
strip naked.
In the middle of the forest, just stretch around naked.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, you leave
Ashen
your pants aren't nearly as bloodied as the rest of your torso is, so you're able to leave your pants on, but the shirt, everything else comes off. You feel aches in your arms, and you can see the fresh wounds all up and down your forearms. They're starting to heal, but the dried blood is just kind of caked over them right now.
I'm going to leave all that stuff on the ground and walk away.
Okay. You begin to walk away into the forest, and you start to sort of lose vision. Things become a bit hazy, and next thing you know, you're standing in a dark cavern, light licking at your back. You see the form of someone with a knife in their neck. You run towards them. They shoot you a nasty glare. You reach out to heal them, and press your hand upon their chest, attempting to lay on hands. The magic begins to work, and you feel the divine energy course through your fingertips, but something resists. The man looks back at you, snarls, and spits in your face.
I'm gonna try and see who it is, if I know them or if I can memorize the face.
Yes, you thinking on it, you recognize the face instantly as Tsuta. He collapses to the ground. and you hear the voice of Ameko cry out. And before you can... Oh, okay. No, go ahead.
I will tell him you shouldn't have done it. We were there. We're there to help you.
No one can help this God's forsaken world.
I will tell him we'll take care of your sister and the town to the best of our abilities.
He sighs and give me a diplomacy, actually.
Diplomacy with a natural 1. My goodness. I knew that nerf to charisma was gonna bite me. But not so soon.
It was the nerf to charisma that did it for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, in the character update between editions, or between the playtest and this, Gunn may have dropped his charisma score by 2 points to increase something else.
It actually wasn't even possible for me to have an 18 charisma anymore as a...
Oh, was it not? Oh, I guess the...
Starting as
your
a
background
champion
changed,
now.
I think. Yeah.
No, the class boost cannot be strength anymore, or cannot be charisma anymore. It has to be either strength or dex, I think.
That's right.
Okay, well, in any case, so you say this to Tsuto, who is on the ground, just motionless, or just he's kind of coughing and gurgling up blood. There will be no town left to save. There will be no sister left to protect. And with that, you awaken eyes, awakeify.
I am awake.
You say, sitting up in your bed.
I'll tell you a funny story later when we are not in the middle of the game.
All right.
Okay, so what time does it appear to be? Middle of the night?
No, it appears to be morning the next day. So it is, Oath Day, Rova 27th.
All right. I take this as an omen, meaning get your ass in gear, and I will get up and sort of make preparations to go under the into the tunnels. I mean, I'll go eat dinner. I'll check if anyone else is up. I mean, eat breakfast. Check if anyone else is up.
Okay, when you head down, Greshy, Phelan, and Asher are all already downstairs. I presume you'd be eating.
Mm-hmm.
And Ameko's there too. She's currently ladling out some soup to other patrons, but she's carrying around a bowl for herself as well, and just kind of sipping it as she goes. Yeah, breakfast soup.
What is breakfast soup?
It's boar chowder.
There you gotta get
awesome.
Good for the day.
They're still making use of the boar that you brought a few days ago.
Pork chowder. I don't know if I've ever had pork chowder.
Yeah, it's like a ham chowder sort of thing. You haven't had any of that?
Patty and
Yeah, when you put it that way.
worry.
It can be a bit
It's
salty,
great.
but nice flavor, I'm sure. Goes down well with the beer.
Is there bread? I want bread.
Yes, there is bread. Asher's really excited about that bread.
Important things.
Gotta get that bread, y'all.
All for $1. What?
Oh, I
Okay,
forgot
so
to
you guys are
chat.
you're all downstairs together.
I just hanging out. I believe we're just waiting now for Gunn.
Well, the only question I have for you guys is, do you think we're gonna be there overnight? Because I'm gonna make sure I bring along the stuff we would need to camp down there, just in case it's deeper or farther than we think.
I hope not, but I don't know how deep it is. If it's just under the city,
It might head. I mean, it might go down towards the. What's it called? The spire is my worry. The light, the old light.
well, the lighthouse is just right here outside of town, just on the edge of town. I'm more concerned that if it decides to, if this tunnel system goes out into the forest, connects to
That's
wherever
another possibility too.
places, that's going to be much longer and harder to explore than if it's just, you know, there under the town. We can probably deal with the town stuff in a day, I'd hope.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's just like a labyrinth under the town, but I don't know.
We also don't know how deep it is, so
Deep is what I would work. Is what I was
if
thinking
it's
about.
layered or something weird like that, I don't.
We may hit. Well, now that we know a little bit about the old Thessalonian ruins,
Mhm.
I'm considering the possibility that it might connect to some of that.
Oh yeah, we're supposed to find a well, because that's where those things come from.
Right, with the buckets and all.
That could be super deep.
Yeah, bring them just in case. Hopefully, it doesn't take more than a day.
So
But
I think I'm gonna pack my camping supplies along this time.
all right, do you need help carrying anything?
No, should all fit in the backpack.
That's good. I don't even know what I have. What do I have? I have a bedroll.
I mean, that's all you really need. But
Yeah. Bedroll, backpack, rations.
I've still got
Oh
some
yeah, the
rations.
rations. We do
I've
have
got
those.
that. I've got nothing to
Miscellaneous
cook with.
minor camping supplies.
Where am I?
Should have that covered.
I have a candle. I have 10 candles.
I mean, that's good. um,
Yeah, I've got that covered. As long as we refill those water skins.
we should do that. And do they have
Yeah,
a flask?
For purchase? Or
Yeah, or like I might want another water skin for beer.
certainly you could go run off and buy one real quick from.
I was thinking about it last time. You probably want a horn, right? Rather than
Drink a proper horn, yeah, might be better than a a water skin would probably work as long as you didn't want to keep it in there. You wouldn't keep a beer in there for more than a day or two anyway. It's gonna go flat regardless.
right. Something
we-
porous seems like a bad idea.
That's fair. Do we need to bring wood with us?
For a fire.
Right.
The torches.
Well, I'm also thinking depends on the kinds of rations we have. We may not be cooking anyway. It may not matter.
I think we could potentially make do with found wood if we need to.
Well, there's going to be no wood in caves, probably.
Depends what's down there.
True. And yeah,
Depends what's living down there.
yeah. You folks will want torches to see. I'm fine without.
Yeah,
I can
have
also
my
make
own.
light, but as long as you guys have torches as a backup, it's not going to hurt.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, you can go buy a water skin or a drinking horn or whatever you want to call it.
Drinking
for
horn.
five copper.
No problem. Might as well. I make sure to give Mako the 30 silver directly now that she's here for the giraffe.
Oh, thank you. You really didn't have to, but if you
Well.
insist.
Since we were there, I retrieved it. That way I made sure it got to the right person, especially since I know you are the right person. So,
Okay. She smiles and, well, I guess I'll go get ready myself. Meet you outside in an hour?
does it take an hour to get ready?
Well, this is like right before you're going off to go buy a drinking horn. And
Oh, I see what you're saying. Ah, yes. I suppose that makes sense. I'll go buy a drinking horn. And this will probably be when I also pick up some barding for Phelan. Make
Okay.
him look all spiffing.
I'll get a horn as well. I didn't have that on my list of stuff.
Drinking horn.
Definitely gonna want some ale where we're going.
Just honestly, it gets a bit boring drinking water all the time. Well, just saying.
Okay, you guys finish up your preparations. You, two of you buy horns. You buy the dog armor DLC for Phelan.
Beautiful.
And yeah, you fill up your new beer skins with beer from your keg that Ameko's been holding on to. But yeah, you guys all meet up with Ameko outside the inn. She's got a sort of a satchel with her, a lute strapped to her back, and her trusty rapier at her side.
Excellent.
Hey, a bard.
Well, ready when you guys are.
Hey,
Let's go.
Alright, let's get there.
did we cover up the entrance to the tunnels from the beach already?
It had that door. I think we just closed the door.
We just closed it. Well,
Yeah, you
do we
just
want to
closed
just
the
take that side, that entrance in, or do we want to go through the glass house again?
Yeah, we could just. Did we know where it came out on the beach?
We
Did-
came out that way.
closer.
That's how we got back to town.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Ha.
Yeah, so you could go back there.
Yeah. that
Whichever's
seems-
closer. I would actually suggest we go in via the glasswork so we can let the guards know
Oh, that it's us.
that we're heading down there. Yeah.
Maybe that's a fair point.
Number one, don't
Go back.
don't scare them if we make noise and they hear us. Number two,
Oh yeah.
they'll know where we are if the sheriff comes back, if something happens in the town.
Be impressed if the sheriff got back already.
It would.
Fair distance.
Well, I think if we went missing for days, then he could say, "Oh yeah, they went down there."
Yep.
Back.
Yeah, I guess they're just gone. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Yeah, let's go in through the glassworks then. That makes sense.
Okay, so you guys make your way on over to the glassworks. Ameko has keys, so she opens the door and lets you all in. Oh, sorry, there's a guard outside still. He
Mhm.
greets you, all the formalities. They let you in. You make your way around to the stairs. You head down the stairs. There's another guard there who has looks like they've fallen asleep. So as you round the corner, they kind of startle awake. Hi! You guys are the heroes, right? Those adventurers that they sent.
Well, we're doing our best.
He salutes you all, and I guess you tell him. Are you
Tell
anything
him
interesting
at
you're telling
ease.
No, don't
Um,
put him at ease. Shouldn't be falling asleep.
Hey, that means nothing's happened if he's so.
If he's been here all night, if he's the only guard here, he's allowed to sleep.
Well, if he's the only guard here, we've got serious problems because they should be taking shifts, but at the same time, it's his job.
It's because my head scared everything.
Sorry, sir. I was the night shift, and I got a bit tired. I'm not used to night shifts, sir.
Well, you'll have to get used to it at some point, lad, but
Don't let it happen again.
Yeah,
I'm
aye,
cool with
sir.
it. He's sleepy. Asher's fine with him sleeping. It means it's safe.
it does reassure me a bit if there's nothing untoward coming out yet, but
No,
still.
nothing to report, sir.
Cool.
All right, well, does he know about the tunnel going to the beach and the tunnel going deeper?
No, you've not told them about.
Okay,
anything
I'll
else.
tell him
Did
that
they not look?
this tunnel goes to the beach. This tunnel is where we're going, and
Okay.
we're gonna come back through here unless we find another way out.
or die.
Or
If we
die.
die, we're not coming
Tell
back.
About the secret door.
No, I wouldn't think we need to mention that part.
All right,
Keep
sirs.
us
I'll make sure the next guard has us in mind. Thank you.
Tell
and,
the,
excellent work.
Tell the office as well, if you would.
Will do.
Well, then let's carry on.
Aye.
Let's go down the creepy way.
Okay, so you head on down into the tunnels. Okay, let me get my tunnel book. My book with the tunnel information. Ooh, spooky.
Ooh,
Look at that fancy book.
It's a very fancy book.
it's a wizard's book.
I agree. Red shirts die because they fall asleep on the job. That's why the dark shouldn't.
Yes. All right, so you make your way down into the winding smuggler's tunnel until you come across the split in the path. Which way do you go, left or right?
The creepy way.
I think
Right.
right was the correct way.
Yes, right is still the correct way. So
Right is right.
You take the rightmost path, continuing
the
down
head
into
look?
darkness. Oh yes, the head is still there. It's
Nice.
fetid.
The one on the turkey leg.
With the turkey leg.
Yeah, it's kind of smells pretty bad. It's
Pretty
not
good.
great. Not gonna lie. What are you guys doing
It's
for
actually
light?
secretly
It's super
undead
dark.
and we didn't know it.
Or necromancer.
Light, what are you guys doing? Light, tell me your light.
I mean, Greshy can see, but I suppose for everyone else's sake, is Gunn leading?
Yeah, you can do cast light on the shield again if you want.
Sounds good. I will do so. Asher, unless you're right behind me, if you're like in the backpack, I don't know if we're going single file or whatever, you could always light a torch as well to make it easier for you to see.
There any limit on how many of those lights you can cast?
Yes, I can cast one per target, and that's it. Casting
One.
another one just dispels the first one.
Okay, one at a time, but
Aye.
you can move it as many times as you want.
Yes, it's a cantrip, so I can just move it to whichever object I need. It just has to be an object.
All right, we may not keep shields up the whole way because that would get tiring, but you know, as we
Sure, I'll actually we have some new rules to go over with regards to that, or newish rules. But first,
exploration
what's the radius on light?
Radius on light is 20 foot, like a
20
torch.
Okay.
Oh shoot! I actually
With
should
20
check
feet
that.
of additional.
That may have changed. I don't think it did, but I actually did not check that. I did a bad.
Sorry, I'm
So
just
nice
updating
reference
your
in
tokens really quick. Why have all players see? Oh, I see. All right. And okay, tokens are updated. So, Pathfinder 2nd Edition has 3 modes of play. We have downtime, which is basically when you're not in any real danger. You're hanging out in town, you're camping in the woods, nothing necessarily dangerous is happening. You're kind of at your leisure. That's where you can do shopping and crafting and all sorts of things. Exploration mode is what you are generally in while you're in a dungeon, in invading a fortress, anything like that. This is sort of the slightly more granular mode where you explore. In exploration mode, what we generally do, I don't do it super hardcore, but the way exploration mode works is I ask each of you what your tactic is. You can do one tactic at a time, and these don't have to be necessarily the tactics that are listed in the book, but these are just kind of examples. So if I
where am I looking for those?
let me get to the page. Flip. I probably should have had that prepped. Let's see. Come on, encounter mode. Almost. There we go. Exploration mode. 479 is the page that has the exploration activities on it. Things that you can do. So these are just your general tactics, like what you're generally working on while exploring. You can be avoiding notice. This is basically stealthing. So you're trying to keep hidden. If you're avoiding notice and the rest of your party isn't, then that's kind of like you're kind of slinking in the back, trying to stay in the shadows, hoping that enemies won't hear you or notice you at the start of combat. You can defend. While sneaking, while avoiding notice, you move at half speed. Travel speed in exploration mode isn't super important unless we're doing kind of like a chase or something where you're being chased by something or you're trying to get somewhere really fast. So speed won't come into play right now, most likely. But so that's avoid notice. You can defend, which is traveling with your shield raised and watching out for danger. This, if you combat starts and you're defending, then you count as having raised a shield on your previous turn. You can be detecting magic. If you've got the detect magic spell or some other ability that lets you detect magic, you can just kind of be passively pulsing the area looking for magical stuff. Magic items, magic traps, anything of the sort. You can follow the expert. This is, so if somebody is an expert at a skill and you guys are doing something like, say, climbing or balancing on a cliff edge over a ravine, or tracking through the woods,
in that
and
too,
sneaking as well. You can basically allow
if you're a rogue, you can help other people sneak along.
Yeah. So you'd have the rogue would maybe take the avoid notice activity, and everybody else could follow the expert and sort of allow the just sort of give them the boost there. Hustling is where you're sort of moving at double speed. You can only do this for so long based on your constitution. This is if you're trying to run from something or catch up with something. Investigate. This is you're sort of looking out for information. This gives you recall knowledge checks on things as you're exploring. You can repeat a spell. If you've got some like cantrip or something, you can kind of keep pulsing the cantrip over and over again. Probably not super relevant to you guys right now, at least. Scouting, which is somebody goes up ahead of the party, and if you have somebody scouting, then you'll get a +1 bonus to initiative rolls for the whole party. And searching, which is searching for hidden doors, concealed hazards, that sort of thing. You move at half speed, and you're sort of on the lookout for secret doors and traps and hidden stuff. But it's just you pick a general thing that you're sort of doing, and that's I kind of handle the combat. Or once something appears, then I kind of handle it like that.
Yep. These are pretty cool. It's a nice formalization of like marching order kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's pretty loose, so it's not super specific. So let's go ahead and get marching order and what you guys are up to. So we'll start with Gunn, I think. Is Gunn in front? Is that how we're proceeding?
We could do me in front defending, or we could do ranger in front scouting.
Yeah, I could probably scout, at least early on, because I'm not sure anything will be super up here to fight.
Okay, so we'll put...
Or we could do dog in front scouting.
That's true.
Can dogs scout?
It's a thought.
Yes, Phelan can scout.
Scouting is a survival check, yeah?
I think
or
so.
Survival based?
Yes, I believe so. I should have...
So then, yeah, he is trained in survival, so he could absolutely be scouting. He's got a pretty good speed as well, so I'm not super worried about him being out in front. It wouldn't slow the rest of us down, for example, at all.
Mm-hmm.
So
works.
Then
let's put him out.
Then how about Phelan in the lead, then me, generally defending, or potentially sometimes, what's it called, searching, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Then the two casters in the middle and the ranger at the back.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, works for me.
Let's see.
Are rangers casters in this?
No.
No, rangers
Really?
are not casters by default in this game. They've removed their casting abilities since it kind of overlapped with...
Probably long ago.
It's for the best.
Okie dokie. So, you guys are exploring, and for some reason Roll20 is going very slow, so let me refresh it real quick. Alright.
Probably people in the middle are investigating or searching.
I was just
yes, what are
thinking
the...
about what I was going to be doing.
Yeah, so Phelan is up front scouting, Gunn is you're sort of behind defending, okay.
If we have the two folks in the middle to investigate and search, then and then Asher can either also defend or can kind of drift behind and then catch up to make sure nobody's following us.
I don't have a shield or anything, so I'm not sure how great defending would be. It looks like
Oh, that's true. It specifically is about shields, but
Yeah.
perhaps there's something you could do that's just like being wary.
Yeah, I mean,
Being very careful.
Searching is fine.
Searching will do that. Okay.
Greshy would also be searching.
Mako can
Things
do
strange.
whatever she wants, I guess.
All right, Ameko will be sort of just behind Greshy. And let's go ahead and switch over to here.
To the other
Map view.
very
All
quick.
the way
which one-
in the bottom left of the map.
bottom left corner.
Yes.
All right. Excuse me, Phelan. There we are.
a familiar setting.
Yes. We were here not too
Yes.
long ago.
You find yourselves continuing down this carved out tunnel, and you pass by a very familiar looking cavern. There on the ground is still the rotting body of the sin spawn you defeated before, just without a head. There's also the sort of blood stain where Tsuto's body had been. Up ahead, the path seems to fork. Phelan's sniffing around, and it looks like the path angles to the right. It becomes kind of almost stair-like, climbing a bit up a slope, and to the left, the path just kind of continues down the hallway into darkness.
Where shall
So
we
we
go?
peer down one as far as we could.
Yes.
Like, can we? Do we still have that directional lantern?
Yes. Do you want me to whip it out?
Yeah, maybe if we use that to.
Maybe use some oil on it. I have to keep track of that. Okay.
Okay, you're gonna pop on that lantern.
My
Do you remember
hooded
her-
lantern.
Do you remember what the distance is on hooded lantern?
Let's read.
I feel like it was 60.
It's a 30-foot radius where I can kind of funnel it down, but it's still just 30 feet, I
Oh,
think,
okay.
unless they changed it.
Okay, I think it'll. We'll go with 60 feet to dim and 30 foot right. So you now have that, and I just realized I've got Greshy with the wrong. Here, I'll give you 120. There we go. All right, so I'm giving Greshy a bit more
thank you.
vision. Okay, you have the lantern on, but you're kind of at the back of the group.
Let's move everybody up to the intersection here.
Okay, you all make your way towards the intersection.
Oh,
As
I
you
do see something.
Yes, Greshy, you can see all the way over there, and I think Asher probably
Pretty
can
far
as
to the
well.
north as well.
So to your right, up the slope, you can see what looks like a ruined chamber with. You can't quite make out what it is, but the floor is sort of littered with some objects of some sort. But it seems to. You've been in kind of a rocky cavern so far, but up at the top of that slope looks like a sort of built stone room. To the north, you can see, those of you who can see, can look ahead and watch as the path goes up to a what looks like a caved-in wall. Oh, sorry, not caved-in, broken down wall into another sort of stony-looking room. But the path right before that also branches off to the right.
Go into the cool stone room.
Sorry, and the northern
Yeah,
path also kind of slopes downward.
So
Okay.
if we hear that from the rest, because I can't see that far, I would say shall we check this room out? It might be more likely to be enclosed, more than something interesting.
It seems to be about to
Watch out
close.
if it's full of bones.
Yeah, chat
I can't-
votes go to the right.
Yeah, let's move our.
If anybody else in chat wants to vote and influence the party.
Oh. Yeah,
Ideological was first, so
Yeah, well, we're all starting to head that way anyway.
Yep. Let's
Okay.
head that way.
you start heading to the right up the slope. Let them decide how they die.
I'm just following Phelan, so
Okay, yeah, Phelan leads you, sniffing along at the ground, until you reach this chamber here.
Pup is our leader.
I have little dog panting noises.
Is this a door?
Yes, there is a door to the north of you there, in this chamber. The original sort of purpose of this chamber seems to be a bit unclear. There are these large mounds of rubble on the floor. And the wall that you came from, appears to be torn down. And there's a bit of debris from that on the ground here, on the inside of the chamber.
Any sign that anyone was in here recently? Like, does anything look to be particularly disturbed? Is the dust still pretty well settled?
You look around, sort of shuffling through the dirt, and you can see it looks like someone maybe when this wall got knocked down, bits and pieces of the wall smashed into various objects in the room. You see what look like shards of pots and jars and other sorts of containers that are just utterly destroyed now. There's give me a nature check.
Sure thing. That will be 22 total.
Okay. Your best guess is that these various broken urns must have once held food. There's bits of dust and residue. They've long since deteriorated, decomposed completely.
But they once were food holding urns.
Yes.
It's like a food storage room. I'll mention this to the others. That
Entry.
Okay.
does seem like this was perhaps some sort of storage area. Somebody might have broken in here thinking... I'm not sure what they were thinking, what they were looking for.
Maybe this door.
Mako, do you know what these tunnels were for? I mean, I know you weren't a big fan of your father or what the glassworks were about, but...
Well, I took a look at when I was back at my father's mansion. I did find some old records. It looks like maybe one of my grandfathers, one of my relatives on my grandfather's side, he engaged in some kind of smuggling acts and used the tunnels down beneath the city to do that. But I only saw mention of the route to the beach that you guys mentioned. I didn't hear anything about any ruins or strange buildings like this.
Okay.
All right, well, so I wanted to set up a series of private hand signs for our party to communicate silently when needed. And we could start here with an open sign and a closed sign. So I was thinking like the instruction or the word open would be to like take your flat hand and rotate it so that it's perpendicular to the person, like
All right.
that, and then closed would be the reverse, so something like that.
All right.
Since none of us actually know sign language, maybe we could do that later.
There is
For
a feat
now.
to learn that later. We can
There is.
Yeah.
possibly invest, but for the time being, that seems sensible. Just a simple open close.
Mm-hmm.
Are we worrying about being sneaky yet, or
Not really, but
Okay.
might as well
something to
to
keep in mind?
you know,
What do you guys think?
as we think we might need, as we come across a task where we might need that word in the future, we can come up with a sign for it or something. So I was gonna get us to all gather kind of around this door, or like have everyone else beside it, and then I was gonna
Is everybody getting cozy
open
here?
it up.
Everyone gets against the door.
Okay, so everybody presses
Against the
themselves
wall, but not in
up
front of
against
the door.
wall near the door.
Yeah.
Does the door look cool?
It is a very old-looking, solid stone door.
Mm.
I will attempt to open the door.
Okay, your attempt succeeds. It's heavy. You push the door open, revealing the door kind of scrapes against the stone work of the floor, and reveals a narrow stone hall that goes straight ahead about 15 feet and then curves to the left,
Okay.
or turns abruptly to the left.
Unless anyone seems to be disagreeing, I'm gonna go in there.
Greshy will just gesture after you.
Mm-hmm. Phelan can maybe run past us and go back in front because it looks like this goes somewhere.
Phelan will sniff, follow.
Above the
Does anyone want to attempt to make a map? I think we bought some writing implements.
Paper.
You do have paper for doing so.
Ooh.
Wouldn't hurt.
Might
Well, if you're
try.
doing that, maybe I should be in the back,
Okay.
says Ameko.
Is there a sense motive?
Well,
There's nothing suspicious
something.
about that.
The
I mean-
rear guard not paying attention is what she's.
Yes.
No, I understand. I'm just saying it's okay, sure.
We have passed
That's
a
pretty
forks in the road where
It's been
people
pretty
could.
friendly to us in the past, I suppose.
We did save her life yesterday.
Yeah, she's trying to get you killed so that she doesn't have to board you anymore at her inn for free. Okay.
Let's continue advancing down this hallway.
Okay, you continue to advance down the hall, which again turns sharply to the left, the right this time.
Okay.
At that intersection, taking the right-hand turn, you can see that the path goes off to the right again and continues forward as well.
Hmm.
So we're above the tunnel, the rough tunnels at this point.
Yes.
This does seem more likely to be the shorter route, and B, more valuable to explore in terms of what the area is being used for. So I think keep going down this path for now.
Could peek down the other paths to see if they are
I mean,
short.
I mean, this half of whatever was on the initial floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, let's keep going.
Okay, so as you approach the path to the left, it seems to go off into darkness.
Okay. Can anyone see further down there?
Greshy will kind of sneak up behind and see what he can see. And it looks like a very long hallway. It's all you can see. It does curve a bit to the right as you head down it, but I can't see past the curve.
Okay. What have we got up here?
So to the north, it opens up to a small chamber. You can see to the left, there's another one of these sort of knockdown walls, and a ledge, a sharp drop down about 10 feet to what looks like the path from earlier. But before you stands a red marble statue that's sort of strikingly beautiful, but at the same time the figure appears to be enraged. It's a woman with long, flowing hair.
Religion.
Sure, yeah, give me a... actually, what's your religion modifier?
+5.
+5, okay. I shall roll it for you as a secret check. Okay. You're not aware of any religious figures that look like this.
Even
I shall show you.
the one that we've been discussing recently?
Correct.
I don't feel it's Lamashtu.
Nope, this does not seem to be Lamashtu. So it's
okay.
right here in this picture, but is a red marble statue of a woman. She is holding what appears to be a very finely crafted ranseur.
That is indeed quite detailed.
As well as a book in her left hand, which looks a lot like this, and has this 7-pointed star symbol on the front.
Made out of knives.
She's got it kind of, open in front of her. Yeah, it's kind of a raggedy ninja star looking symbol.
I'll step into the chamber, but not touch the statue. And I will ask our resident casterly types if there's any magic going on here.
Yeah, I'll let the Mako take a look, because
Mako and Greshy take a look, and
I mean,
I don't trust that.
About it.
I don't trust wells.
If you drop down, if Gunn, you
is that
drop down.
That's the end of the.
Yeah,
that's. I thought it was back here. Okay, it's right here.
Sorry.
I was gonna peek down it, but I didn't know where the
kind of
drop was.
Yeah, the stone
with a rope. If
there's basically the worked stone room just abruptly ends, and there's just a sharp drop down.
Got it. I see.
About 10 feet.
Okay. Well,
not a terrible drop, but so you could jump down.
My neck out rather than jumping down.
Stick your neck out a bit.
Yep.
It's never done anybody any harm.
Luckily, Mako does have detect magic, so she shall cast that.
That's good, because she does not.
There's a moment. She pulls out her instrument and begins playing it softly, as she closes her mind in focus, and then her eyes open, shining a brilliant gold, as she continues kind of playing absent-mindedly and looks around the statue, and then she stops playing, ceases to pluck her instrument, closes her eyes again, opens. The only thing that's magical is that spear she's got there. Looks like it's got some kind of rune on it. Can't quite make it out.
Don't touch.
Yeah, okay.
Does the spear appear to be part of the statue, or is it an actual spear? Is it made of stone?
On closer inspection, no, the spear itself is not made of stone. It appears to be a separate piece that is attached to the statue.
A rune, you say? Is it built so that it could be removed?
It looks like you could probably forcefully remove it. It might take a bit
breaking
of
the statue?
jiggling. You might break it a little bit, but you could certainly try. With an athletics check, if you so chose.
Votes?
Try it.
Do it.
See what happens.
I'm staying back here.
What do our friendly spirits in the chat think? You guys can discuss if anyone in chat wants to say.
Out of curiosity, does the book look like it's attached and is part of the statue, or is that also?
Yes, the book appears to be made of stone.
Okay, so it just seems to be this.
Say her face looks enraged.
Yes.
So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take some extra shirts from my pack, wrap them around my hands, and try to. I don't want this to be like a causes frenzy on whoever touches it, and then I'd like cut down the rest of the party, or attempt to.
Don't worry, I'll run really fast if you do that.
All right, we've got like multiple people in the chat saying, "Do it, touch it."
I'm not gonna touch it. I'm gonna grab it
Okay.
through a cloth.
Hmm.
All right, give me an athletics check to wrest it free.
Yay! Athletics checks no longer have armor penalties on them.
That is true. That is a new
Because
feature.
my strength
in-
is high enough, so I have a 23.
Okay, a 23 is a success. Critical success even. You reach out carefully with these claws wrapped around your hand, grab the rancier, and manage to kind of jiggle it free just enough to sort of loop it out of her grip.
Nice, because I was gonna
Now
say
you're
critical
over.
success in this case probably would be more on the careful side, and like less breaking the statue.
Ideally.
Yeah,
Would be
there's
the
like
goal.
a little bit of dust sort of falls from the from like her knuckles, but nothing major, and you seem to now have this rancier in your grasp.
I'm also considering the possibility that this might be a person who was turned to a statue. So
Well, they
Might
don't
be why
seem
she's so
to-
angry.
They don't seem to react. The weapon doesn't seem to react. Now that you have it out, Ameko takes a look and can identify it. Looks like a standard +1 rune to me, or whatever they call these in this world.
mhm.
Yeah, so it appears
a
to be
rune
a
of some
+1.
power.
Yes. A rune of power.
Well, I do have training to use such a weapon, although it wouldn't be at the same time as a shield, so
It does
I
look quite
believe-
fancy too, so you think that you could potentially sell it for a good
Mhm.
amount of money if you wanted.
You could sell it. There are ways to transfer runes from object to object.
Correct.
I'm not sure about this particular one, but there are ways to do so. So if this is something where you might want to enchant a different weapon, we could hold it for that too. Either way.
So
no
for
reason
those
to-
listening, +1 rune in the final rules for Pathfinder 2nd grants you +1 to hit and enables you to equip one property rune on a weapon, like flaming or frosty or whatever.
but
Some
no
sort of
damage
ability.
bonus.
But no damage bonus. There is now a separate rune that you can equip called a striking rune, and those increase the damage. So it kind of separated those into two separate things now,
Mhm.
and got rid of the item quality stuff. So there's no more standard, expert, master, legendary quality weapons.
Now
It's just
that's
a weapon.
curious choice. I think we'll figure out more about why that is as we go along.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's largely for simplification. Makes it a little
Well,
bit easier to run. But in any
Um,
case, you now have this +1
then-
rancier.
I think I will just strap that to my pack, for the time being.
Okay. So, you're all here in this chamber. There is a door to the north. Also behind the statue is a long hallway with what looks like descending stairs.
I don't
You
think
want to
we need
backtrack.
Do you want to backtrack in the sense that which way did you want to?
Oh, I just want to go check out this tunnel before we go too much farther. It just that way we're not missing anything.
Yep. All right.
So if we
Let's,
go back down the hallway we just were in, there's another tunnel.
Yep.
That says
have a-
door.
All right. Let's get ourselves in order. And then-
sorry, chat. No door this time.
Sorry, we'll get there. We'll get there. We're just exploring very
We'll move
methodically.
this far next, and then see what we see.
All right, Phelan will be ahead of you this time.
Yep.
Oh, that's an interesting sight. Is that
Okay, so you continue down. So you guys backtrack a bit and round the corner to your left, going down the sort of forked path that you didn't take earlier. And the tunnel here widens. I can adjust this here. The tunnel here widens into what appears to have once been a small shrine. Set up to the northeast, there are small steps leading up to a platform of gray stone. And sitting atop the platform is what appears to be an ancient altar. Little more than a jagged block of black marble with a shallow concavity on top of it.
That sounds like another religion check. Who uses black? Did you say marble?
Yes.
Everything's marble down here. Red marble, black marble. That's not a very good religion check at all. I'm a bad priest. I got a total of 8.
Okay. You are not certain. It seems like it could be something religious, but
I should have let you do that one in private as well.
That's fine. Yeah, without getting any closer, you're not sure any god could use black marble.
Let's get a little closer and see if there's any markings on the wall behind the altar. I'll come up.
Okay.
I'll approach it.
All right, you slowly approach the altar. And the rest of you can also see that at the end of this chamber, there's a set of double doors.
There's also this weird devotee corner for some reason. The
Gunn,
shape of the room is kind of odd.
So approaching the altar, you can see now that you're close enough, inside the divot is it's filled with water. A kind of dark, murky water.
Any water dripping into it?
No, nothing's dripping into it at all. It's
That's
just
bad water.
water.
Yeah,
there.
it's likely to be bad water.
Touch that
Black
water.
altar with unholy water on it. I'm not totally sure, but my gut is saying avoid.
Does it smell funny?
You don't smell anything from where you are at the base of the steps. No.
Oh, can I go smell it?
Yeah, you can walk up and approach the water.
Smell the water.
Once you get up close to it, it smells pretty vile. Just rancid blood. Smell.
It's not water. It's blood.
Not a great altar then.
But there's no blood around the altar, just in it.
No, it doesn't appear to be blood. It certainly smells like blood, but it doesn't
it smells
look
like
like blood. Yeah. And
I do have a
there's no
jar.
blood around the altar.
You want to try and scoop it out, collect it?
Should I scoop the water?
Sure. I mean, it's your jar. I would never use it again after this, though.
It has a. Does it have a screw top? Is that the kind of jar I have? What kind of jars do they have in this world?
You have the kind of. We'll say that you've got like a mason jar.
Ish.
Yeah.
Glass.
Yeah. So a glass jar with one of those caps that you can kind of pop on. It's got a little metal clasp.
It's like
so
a
you can
cork
close it. Yeah.
rather than a metal lid.
All right, I'm gonna try and scoop it with my jar.
This is gonna go swell. I love it.
All right, you scoop up the dark, mysterious water, filling the jar, and you kind of hold it up to the light. As you look down, you can see the altar filling itself again.
Ooh, that's creepy.
To be honest, I half expected that.
And this jar just kind of tinkles with a dark aura. You get kind of like It's like Goldschlager, but like red and gold, sinister
Ooh.
sparkles within.
Well, you
Alright,
have
I'll
a
put the lid on the jar.
you
I want
have
nothing to do with that.
an unidentified potion that you can gamble on
Gross jar.
Just chug it and see what happens.
whenever you feel like.
All right.
This is why Asher didn't bring alcohol, because he'd get drunk and then be like, "Who dares me to drink the weird blood water?"
All right, you've got
I
a
wish
jar
that he
of.
had brought alcohol.
Chat's calling this the gross water, so you now have gross water.
I have gross water. Let's write that down.
So let's. I suggest we line up next. Maybe we could make a lineup.
So this door here to the south has, it's etched, engraved even with the face of a wolf.
Does that sound familiar? We're gonna make religion checks all night long.
If it's God's a wolf, I'd like to also make a religion check.
What about nature for the wolf?
Yeah, I'd allow nature too.
Hey.
I've got a +8 to both nature and religion, so if you want to roll that in private, or
Right,
can
I
roll it.
forgot again.
Well, everybody's publicly rolled, so just go ahead.
Sorry,
Okay,
I got a
I'll
30.
just make it. I got a 15.
Okay, both Gunn and Greshy, you recognize this as the unholy symbol of Lamashtu.
Oh,
Okay.
that makes sense with the altar here.
It's a bit off or a bit strange, but you're not super familiar with all of her symbols, so you don't know what it means in particular.
It's familiar enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Then let's be careful with opening this door. I'll get ready in a position to open it. You guys spread out along this wall, maybe.
Hide here.
Greshy's going to just go right here. Film the
By the dark water.
by the dark water.
Is everybody hiding? Mako's not sure where to go.
Should be
Mako
fine.
will sidle up here. Okay.
All right.
And
I will open the door.
okay.
I'll try to do both doors at the same time. Just throw it wide, and then
Okay, you put both hands on the door, double door, and look back to your companions, give a nod, and then push. Yes, Greshy does the hand signal for opening. And you push the doors open right into our first break of the night.
Ah!
all right.
Well, BRB, everybody. And we're back. Ooh. Hello. So, Gunn, where we left off, you press both
Throw the
hands
double
against
doors open and get back as quick as I can to a defensive posture.
Okay.
Hold
Let's
up my
see.
shield with the light on it.
Does somebody have any weapons or anything out? Before this door
I have my
opens?
staff out, but I've always got my staff out.
Sword out.
Asher?
But I have quick draw, so I'm not worried.
I think I missed the first line, but you don't have your weapon out. Okay.
No. I'm just like hiding with my jar.
He was
that I
busy with
put
the
away.
bottle. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just putting my jar away.
Okay, so, Gunn, you force the doors open, revealing a almost cathedral-like chamber before you. It has a massive vaulted ceiling. There are stone doors to either side. If you could see them, they're kind of just behind around the corners.
I could.
And ahead of you,
Short step into the.
yeah, you'll see them in a moment. I'm sure. Before you sits a massive pool with a spiked ring around the center. A spiked ring with polished human skulls balanced on top of it, on top of each
Oh, that
spike.
sounds fun.
Yes. The well itself seems to be glowing with an eerie orange aura. At the far side of the room, you can make out what appear to be two sets of stairs that wind up to a raised platform above this pool. And you can also make out a glowing. Actually, I didn't actually put a light there.
Does this sound like the well of sin, or whatever it was that we were looking for?
Well, this pool in front of you is certainly glowing, but there's also a brighter glow in the back of the room that I forgot to create an object for. But let me do that real quick. Where's my light?
Just vampire for a moment.
I stare in awe.
Well, it doesn't help that he called it a well. That said, I bet there's no actual bucket, so you know it's not the real well. That's what the old man described it as.
Have to have a bucket.
That's what the old man said it did. He said it was a well with a bucket. Well, technically, I said it was a well with a bucket, but he agreed with me. So, same difference.
I hope the bucket's really big and unusual.
Well, it'd have to be if it was pulling up a full sin spawn or whatever those things were.
What if it's really tiny?
Sizable.
Spawn starts like the size of a little.
Oh, like a little bitty thing, and then it grows.
It's like, oh, it's so cute, and then
starts biting your finger.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
horrifying.
So at the back of the room, on top of this platform, you can make out a what appears to be
Dorito.
A second pool of triangular shaped, filled with a thick golden liquid, just kind of bubbling at the surface. Also atop the, just kind of hovering over the platform there, is a very small demonoid creature.
That happened to be a closet.
If I had my guess.
It's a tiny winged humanoid-looking creature with curling ram's horns, a bat, dark blue bat wings, and she's carrying
some other outstanding features.
Yes, sure. And what looks like a very silvery metallic dagger that's giving off this eerie glow. She startles as you open the door. And shrieks. And she very quickly flies to the back. Actually, no, we'll do this in initiative order. So,
sweet.
Why don't we roll some initiative?
Are we all doing it perception or?
Yes, we'll do perception for this one.
All right.
So give me your initiative rolls, please.
Oh, that's not shabby. It's a 19 on the initiative.
A 17.
Okay. I think I actually rolled really high.
I also have a 19.
19 brothers.
I guess you all rolled high. Ameko got an 18.
This formula is on hover quite more complicated than it needs to be.
Well, that's because there's a lot of different things that could affect these various rolls. They just luckily aren't in this case.
Yeah. Maybe roll 20 should not put in the.
That's me. I built the sheet. So.
I was gonna say that. That's
shush. Shush you.
Criticize the sheet. It's a wonderful sheet. It actually really
I want those modifiers to be added if they're non-zero.
All right. Well. Cool. So start of the round. This creature goes first with a 22.
What? All right, fine.
She flies back with one action over the golden triangular well, and raises the dagger up in the air, and she kind of winces in pain as she slices her wrist, and blood drips down into the altar. She begins to speak something in an unknown tongue to all of you, I believe.
Pluses and Jotun, probably, yeah.
Yeah, it's not anything you guys know.
Not giant.
Yeah, she chants something in an unknown tongue, and out from the well
So it's a well.
Well.
rises a sin spawn. It's sort of just climbing out of the well now. And
It doesn't come out of a bucket.
And it's not tiny.
it is not tiny.
I'm so upset.
It comes out fully formed.
That just makes this so much more difficult than it needs
Does
to
it
be.
have all of its arms and legs?
Yes. You can only kind of see the bottom half of it is sort of pulling itself out. But that is her turn. Greshy.
Or, annoyingly, she probably can do that quite often if we don't stop her.
All right. Well, let's see what we can do. Fortunately, she's kind of a fair distance away. Let me check one thing real quick here. Oh, it's going to be like this. Oh, first 5, 10, 15. Does getting over here cause any problems with the pool being nearby? Anything weird?
If you want, we can switch so that you know where I'm standing, or I can just know where you're standing. You can assume that I'm gonna move up.
No, this is fine for
Cover you.
now. I'm not super worried about it. My greater concern is I don't think I'm within range.
Sorry, I was muting myself. So, Greshy, you move past Gunn through the doorway up to the first pool. Yes, Chad, I was muted. Sorry.
I was wondering. I was like, oh.
Sorry, I was busy looking at the map. I wasn't actually looking at the windows here. Greshy will be moving into position here, and whistles for Phelan, who comes running in, and will. There we go. I like that.
Right. Phelan comes charging in up alongside the pool.
And he will take the northern stairs, and he will actually stop here and keep an eye out.
Okay,
While Greshy will just.
So there's two sets of stairs that go up to this higher platform. Phelan's taking the left set. Or is this stopped at the edge? Yeah.
And then in the meantime, Greshy will be pulling from his belt his sling.
Okay, drawing your sling.
Just in case. We'll see.
Okay, so you've got your sling in one hand and your staff in the other.
And that will be 3 actions.
Okay, Gunn, you're next, followed by Mako and then Asher.
All right. My plan is to use 2 moves to get to right about here. Let's see. First move is going to take me with my speed of 20 to about
so you
here.
run up to the side of the right-hand side of the pool of water.
The second
towards the right stairs.
move is going to get me about, that's 10, 15, 20, about here.
Okay, well,
And I'm going to-
moving up the stairs is going to be difficult terrain.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Are they
it's
not
slower to
even?
move upstairs? Yes.
Okay.
It's not a clean slope.
All right. How far? So am I maybe a half speed or?
Half speed, yeah, up the stairs.
Okay. Then I'm probably only here, which is
Okay.
the bottom of the 2.
Yeah, you're
Squares
almost
of
halfway
stairs.
up those stairs.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm going to raise my shield.
All right, so you make your way halfway up the stairs and raise your shield in defense before making it to the top. Mako. She's gonna look around. Sure, she's gonna 5, 10, 20, 25. She's gonna make her way over to alongside the pool as well. And I believe she has range for this. Okay, she's going to begin. She's going to pull out her loot with 1 action and spend the next 2 actions casting a spell. Let's see what the spell is. Spell. Okay, so the Sin Spawn is being targeted. The melody is looping through the air. You can almost see the music notes as they wrap around this creature. And the Sinspawn gets a natural 1 on its save, critically failing.
Oh no.
Nice. I'll take it. Jason's magical enchanted dice over there.
Well, that's not really much of an enchantment if it's a natural 1, but...
Well, it rolls good when you're rolling for yourself.
True.
And since you're controlling a Mako.
Alright, the creature is stunned and it also takes... oh, can it? Is it immune? Let me see. But next up is going to be Asher. It does have a bonus against this. Oh shoot, it resists all the damage. Okay.
Oh,
So it does not take the damage from her attack, but it is stunned.
what a blessing.
Take the stun. It's one less thing to worry about for now.
Is the stun going to eat its whole turn, or some number of actions off its turn?
A stunned creature cannot act. You lose a total number of actions. Yes, it is stunned 1, so it loses 1 action on its turn.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, so Asher, you make your way up closer to the door,
Yep.
step through the precipice.
I'm gonna quick draw my crossbow.
Okay. With 1 action, you quick draw your crossbow and fire. Who are you shooting at?
Wait, hold on. That's 1 action if I do quick draw and shoot, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so before I do that, I'm going to hunt target the Sinspawn.
Okay.
Or hunt prey.
It's not called hunt prey.
Oh no!
Massive
Okay.
difference.
Super
I had to
important.
change all the wording. I'm not even on the right tab. My crossbow. My +1 crossbow, no longer expert.
This is true.
Basically the same difference, isn't it?
It's exactly the same.
I got a 25.
That was your dagger that you just rolled.
I hit it with my dagger. Let me try again.
Unless you
All right,
loaded your
I got a
dagger into your
22.
crossbow. Okay.
The
22
modifier
makes
is the
more
same.
sense. Oh, that's true. 22. Why did I put the creature away? I shouldn't do that. 22 will
Just throw my dagger at
hit.
You
Yes,
loaded
that is a
into the
hit.
crossbow to fire it. I agree.
That's a hit. Go and roll the damage.
Okay.
And because this is your hunted prey,
It's 10.
10. Plus you took crossbow ace, correct?
Did I? Did I write that down?
I
Where
believe
was
you
that?
did.
Yes, I definitely
That was your
did.
level 1
Yes.
feat.
You took a new feat,
There it
crossbow
is.
ace, which if your next action after
It has to be after
after a hunt prey or a reload,
Oh, okay.
your next shot is empowered.
Is that already added? You got 1d6 plus 4 here, and that totaled to.
The +4 would be the dex, damn it. It's a dex
Yeah.
bonus.
Oh, you
So
get
yes,
dex
so-
bonus on a
On a
crossbow?
crossbow, yep.
Oh no, you shouldn't get dex to damage on a crossbow. No,
Oh, not to damage. What should I get?
no, nothing.
Nothing?
So
Okay.
just be
so-
3 plus.
So minus the 4. Okay. All right. So 3 piercing and 3 extra piercing from the hunt target. So that's 6.
Yeah.
And then what's your crossbow ace damage?
Is it just 2 or do you add something on?
I don't remember. Does it say
Let's
it's 2?
see. Let's click on it.
Okay. Plus 2 circumstance bonus is a damage roll. All right. So an
Okay.
additional 2 points of piercing damage.
let me
You
add
hit
it
the
back.
sin
Total of
spawn
8.
square in the chest for a total of 8 damage.
Is it a simple crossbow?
No,
Plus.
it's a regular crossbow.
Okay.
I think crossbows are a simple weapon.
There's a crossbow type called simple crossbow.
Oh, okay.
It's like
Anyway.
simple hand and regular. Okay, anyway.
That's not confusing.
Sinspawn's turn. First action is stunned. It's kind of just in a bit of a daze. Second action will be to climb out of the well for real. And third action is going to be to move down the stairs towards Gunn. But it's not able to do anything just yet. Its eyes are filled with hatred. Round 2. The creature's turn. She is going to... Let's see. Disappear.
Well, damn.
She chants something in her abyssal tongue and vanishes.
Okay.
Greshy.
Can you do free actions when it's not
as
your turn?
she disappears, she shrieks, you dare to intrude into the Mother's Sanctum! I shall destroy you! And that's it.
Sure.
You cannot do free
can free
actions on other people's turns now.
Okay.
Well,
Greshy. You can do reactions. Reactions are off turn, but not free. Greshy.
well, Greshy will whistle again at Phelan and instruct, and Phelan will run up the stairs to where the creature was, and then we'll try a seek action to try and determine where it might be.
Okay. What is his perception modifier?
His perception modifier, it helps if I actually have him open. Where'd it go? Perception is 5.
5. Okay. So I shall roll the perception for him. That is that versus her stealth DC. Okay, he's sniffing around at the air. He seems to have a sense that she's somewhere around. She hasn't teleported, but he's just sniffing.
He can't target her any further than that.
He hasn't targeted her. He has not
Alright.
detected her.
Well, luckily, it looks like Mr. Big Boy is a bit more in range than before, but that's all right. Sure. Greshy will take a moment to charge up a bit of electrical energy and then blast it towards the big hulking beastie over there. And we'll do electric arc.
Okay, and
here's an interesting question.
Yeah.
If the enemy is invisible but happens to be nearby, will that automatically jump too?
I would need to know.
For this spell, he'd have to know where she is.
Yeah, it's a target. I do target hits, so I'm basically directing it to go from one to the next.
Okay.
If I don't know where it's at, I can't.
With electric arc, you're holding out both hands and arcing with both, effectively.
Yeah.
I see.
Okay, that is a failure on the reflex save.
Well, it only
for a
takes
total
5
of
damage because I
11.
rolled minimum, but still, that's much better minimum than it used to be.
Sorry, that was a 12, but that's still the same. Okay.
Yeah.
Does not
Reflex
beat your DC of 18.
18. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it takes 5 points of electricity damage. And it is zapped good. Gun.
So, as a free action, I'm going to gesture to Asher and shout, "Close the doors," so that this creature can't escape.
Okay, you do that.
Then I'm going to strike at the sin spawn in front of me with my sword. So we go over here, weapons. All right. First attack. We have an 18 to hit.
18 will hit. Roll the damage.
Roll the damage. I have 9 damage.
9 piercing or slashing. What choice do you make? It doesn't matter.
Ooh.
It literally doesn't matter in this case.
Well,
Flavor.
slashing probably.
Okay. So
Initially.
you take a wide swing, slashing across its chest, tearing some of its tattered rags, and it stumbles back a bit.
All right, I'm going to stay up on it and repeat the same with a second
It looks
swing
pretty
of my
badly
sword.
wounded. A 19 will also hit.
All right,
Very nice.
for 8 damage.
8 damage is exactly enough to rend this creature asunder. It collapses to the ground on the stairs and kind of slides a little bit.
Not gonna wait this easy.
The sin spawn is dead.
Okay. For my third action, I will go up the stairs. I can get to about here, I think. Call that 10. Actually, no, I can probably go one more step, because that if it's half speed, then the first square is stairs.
Yeah,
and the
so
next
it's 10
two
and then
are
5, 10. Yeah, so
10,
20.
15, 20.
Yep. Okay, so you continue up the stairs towards the altar and are looking around. Mako. Oh, damn it, where'd she go? She's going to also do... She's going to do a perception check. I think that's... Seek seems right. Let me look at her spells real quick. Yes. She is going to attempt to seek it. Versus her stealth DC. So she's scanning the area, looking around. And then for a second action, she's going to use point out. There she is! I think I saw something! And third action, she's going to move around to here. Okay. I think the way a point out works... It's possible that you just straight up become sense. This is a general action. I haven't done this one yet. Or I did it in the playtest. One time.
It's been a while since playtest, though. It's almost been a year.
Oh yeah, it almost basically has been. That was
Oh, that's right. We started in August.
Point out. Indicate a direction. The creature is now hidden to your allies instead of undetected.
That's better.
Yes, hidden is better.
Okay.
Hidden. Do I have the hidden rules here on my giant sheet? Apparently not on this one. Death, dying terrain, cover, rare cover, unconscious, skill actions. Shoot, I don't see it on that one. I'll look it up. But anyway, Asher, it's your turn.
Yay.
You have a rough sense of where she is from the pointing. So you can try to attack that if you wish.
So I also have a question.
Yes?
Hunt prey still works as long as I can hear. Would her shout be considered hearing? If she...
Yes.
Got it.
I think
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I move my hunt prey to her in
Sure.
that case?
Yeah,
Okay.
with one action, you're refocusing on her.
And you get a
The
+2
demon.
circumstance bonus to perception checks when you seek. So can I seek her now?
Let me see if you need to. So when
Okay.
she's hidden, yeah. So if somebody tries to seek you, you're just observed. Okay, or you're still hidden. Yes. If you attack her, then it's a DC 11 flat check. So you roll a D20, and if you beat 11, so 11 or higher, then you would actually hit.
It's like a 50-50 at that point.
Yeah, it's a 50-50
Okay.
chance of hitting her.
All right. And
But
are the
because she's
doors
invisible,
behind me-
there's not much you can do beyond that to notice her any further.
Okay.
And closing the door is one action to interact.
Okay, but it is open.
Yes, it is open behind you
Okay.
still.
Well, I'm gonna close the door because Gunn
Okay.
told me to do that. So now it's 2 actions and reload my crossbow for my final action.
Okie doke. Sure. The sin spawn is dead, so I don't know why I gave it a turn. Top of round 3. It is her turn. She is going to do one thing. You hear fluttering of wings. As she flits through the air. And then she appears once more. About 10 feet in the air over the over top the lower well. And she's turned and faced Gunn, and has just completed casting something. Gunn, I need a will save from you.
Okay. Did we, by any chance, see that casting spell? Could I attempt to reckon? Because I didn't get to add it, but I actually was gonna kind of go with recognize spell as my second level skill feat.
Sure. You managed to just barely catch as she's reappeared. You turn your head to see what the commotion is. So you're going to use your reaction to do a recognize spell?
Yeah.
Okay. This would be a religion.
Okay.
Come on, religion.
Oops.
We've got an 8. And
8 versus this DC.
I have flipped my proficiencies from last session. I'm hitting all my attacks, but I'm missing everything else.
Okay, well, you try to attempt to understand what spell she's casting before it hits you, but it's too late. Go ahead and give me the will save.
All right. We have an 18 will save.
And 18 is a success. So you feel visions of that nightmare dream that you had last night. Images of you slaying your former companions race through your mind. You are frightened 1.
Okay, so success does not fully...
Yes, success does not fully remove the effect. It just makes it less.
Okay. Okay.
A lot of effects that used to be save or suck in Pathfinder 1 have converted to ranges of success. So even if somebody succeeds your save against your amazing super spell, there's still usually some effect. So in this case, you succeed against the save, but you're now frightened 1. This reduces... it's basically just a -1 to everything. If I am correct, yes, you take a stats penalty equal to all of to the value for all of your checks and DCs. At the end of your turn, you reduce your frightenedness by 1. Okay, Greshy, you're up.
All right, but she's flying up in the air there.
Yeah, she's about 10 feet up in the air.
All right, well, we'll see if we can knock her out of the air with a bullet to the face, and we will fling our sling around and then let the bullet fly towards her for 17 to hit.
17 to hit her. I want to say that is a hit. No, that is not a hit.
That misses. All right.
Yep. So you sling a rock up at her, and it just misses her entirely. She
grumbling, Greshy will then take a moment to charge a bit more electricity in his hands, and then send it zapping in her direction. And that will be this button. All right, DC 18 reflex save for her.
Okay, a reflex save. Let me check her. Okay. Critical failure.
Then she takes double damage, I think.
Yes, she will take a full 16 points of electricity damage as a really juiced up bolt of electricity zaps her, and she shrieks again.
All right, and that will be my turn.
Gunn.
All right. I'm going to step over so I'm between her and this altar.
Okay.
Now it's 2 actions to ready.
Yes.
I'm
and then
going
a reaction to use the thing that you've ready.
That's gross. Anyway, I'm going to do it because not much other else choice. I'm going to ready an attack if she tries to get to this well.
Okay, so you put yourself between her and the well. ready your sword and prepare to strike. Okay, Mako's turn. With one action, let's see, is there people in range? Hey, it looks like everybody's in range. Okay, so she's still got her lute, so she's gonna start playing a tune on it, inspiring courage in everyone. So you get a +1 to, I believe, attack rolls and damage.
All right, I'll take it.
Does that counteract fear and remove it, or does it?
Oh, it
merely...
would counteract fear, but at the end of your turn, you only had fear 1, so fear goes to 0.
Cool.
Sorry, I forgot to say that. Yes, so she's going to inspire courage, and she's going to attempt a performance check as well to extend it with lingering performance, and that is a success. Oh no, that's a failure actually. So it only lasts 1 round, but she doesn't lose the second point. And with 2 more actions, she's going to try and cast a spell at Quasit. Who has to do a will save, but I believe has some bonuses. No, actually. Strange.
There we go.
That is a failure. Is it a crit failure? No, it's not a crit failure.
That's good.
So she takes some damage. And it is Asher's turn.
Hooray.
Shoot the damn thing down.
I'm gonna shoot her. Or I'm gonna try and shoot her. Here we go. Oh no!
Oh,
A
that's...
1! Which is an 11.
Okay, you take aim and fire, and the shot just goes entirely off the mark, almost hits Gunn, and embeds itself in the wall at the back of the room, at the top chamber.
Sorry, Gunn.
You're good.
Alright, I'm gonna reload and try again. A 15.
A 15 will not hit. This creature is so tiny and flitting around so quickly that you're not able to get a good beat on her.
That's it.
Wow.
Okay.
Did my best.
Sneaky little bugger, ain't she?
Round 3. Oh, sorry, round...
I think it's round 3.
Yeah, it's round 3. Okay.
Sounds right.
Sometimes my tracker goes funny. Let's see, what's she gonna do? What's she gonna do?
Absolutely nothing.
Alright, she needs to start doing damage. So, she's gonna try to cast a spell. She's gonna use 2 actions to cast. And who's she going to target? Who does she target? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 creatures in the room. D6. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. A Mako. Mako has to do a will save. That is merely a success. Okay, so Mako takes some damage. You see Mako hunch over in pain as she takes maximum damage from the spell.
Oof. On a success?
Yes. Oh,
Wow.
the roll was maximum on my end.
Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. All right.
She's in the middle of playing the lute, and one of her hands just goes up to her head, and she winces in pain. It seems like something is affecting her mind. And she's going to use her 3rd action to fly again, so that she can stay hovering. Greshy.
Well, we'll see if we can do something about that. First, we'll zap her once more, because that seems to be reasonably effective. All right, so DC 18 reflex save for her.
Reflex save. Why can't she make reflex saves? That's like an 11.
That's a failure. So she takes 7 points of damage.
Okay, she's zapped good. With your first
And then
actions.
with his 3rd action, he's going to do the very exciting thing of reloading his sling. It takes a moment. He's like, hold on.
Okay,
Thing in there.
you
And
pull
that will
out
be
some ammo and load it up into the sling of
Aye.
one of these big round bullets. Gunn, it's your turn.
Fancy rocks.
I have a sling that doesn't need to be reloaded, so I'm going to use my newfound power from my side
yes.
grade. In the second edition transition, the spell that I had picked for
Your domain power.
Erastil's domain for my domain power changed some, and now I have what's it called? It's here under spells. It's called Hurtling Stone, which is a divine spell roll versus target AC to hit. So I conjure a magic stone and chuck it.
Okay.
For 21 to hit.
That'll be 22. So I forgot that
right.
Greshy, you should have had a +1 to damage. Asher,
okay.
same thing with the +1 to hit, but the 16 would not have hit. Gunn, so 22 to hit with the attack will hit. And that's 10 points of bludgeoning damage from this boulder.
Magic.
You
Stone.
stomp on the ground, and a boulder, a chunk of the wall behind you goes flying out at her, smashes into her, drags her through the air against the far wall, and splats her.
Oh,
And
wow.
the rock and her limp body go crashing to the ground. Her fine dagger goes tumbling.
Yeah, this earthbending stuff is pretty good.
Stalwarts indeed. I'll stick with firebending, thank you very much.
And that's the combat. So,
All
the body of this quasit lies motionless on the ground, bleeding out.
Where did that dagger go flying?
The dagger is just kind of
Laying there.
on the ground near her corpse.
I suppose it seems magical.
Yeah, we could.
But you know what? First, actually, let me go check on Ameko.
Good idea.
How is she doing?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
You alright?
Yeah, I don't. She just hit me with something hard. Ugh.
I saw that. It looked pretty painful. That's why I'm checking on you. You sure?
Yeah, I'm good. She kind of just shakes it off and swings the loot back around on her back.
All right.
Is everybody all right?
Shaylin runs up and licks her hand.
Oh, thank you. She bends down to pet him.
Dog healing. It helps. At least makes you feel a bit better. So far everyone looks alive. That was that the closet that they were talking about?
Seems like it.
Can I actually try and identify the creature as a closet based off
Sure.
of what we've been talking about?
Yes. Dying. Religion check, please. Actually, give me your religion modifier.
It's
I'll
8.
roll it. Okay.
8 is the modifier.
Yes, you've not seen a closet before this, but this matches up with the stories.
With the stories
small,
and descriptions,
tiny
alright.
demon with little bat wings. Yeah, seems like it.
Oh, it's dead. That's good.
Dagger still, was it glowing? And is it still glowing?
You reach down and pick up the dagger. It's very small, built for her tiny hands. But there is a distinct glow off of it, and you can see etched into the blade is a +1 rune. You can also tell that the dagger itself it seems to be made of a similar material to your own dagger that you just bought.
Ooh. I have a little.
Weird.
How little is little? Is it like baby small?
Oh,
Yeah.
tiny creature.
Or is it
like-
like a pen?
It's like half the size of a normal dagger. Yeah, it's like a pen
Okay.
almost.
Or like, ooh.
Why would... Wait, aren't... The whole
She
point
was
of the cold iron
Tiny
was
rather
to...
than small. But yeah, to hurt this creature, hurt demons. So why was she holding an anti-demon dagger?
Maybe
Unless
she
you had
wanted
other
her
demons
other
here.
demons.
And Gunn, what's the deal with that fountain up there?
Well, didn't want to let her summon any more of those creatures.
Right, I'm
But
asking
I'm
you.
guessing this is
anything
what
else?
I'm guessing this is what Clink told us about.
I think you found that a lot faster than I thought.
What if you cut your hand into there?
Or you could pour some of that, you know, lovely gross water into
Or we
it.
could not do either of those things.
So you look at the fountain, the well rather, and it is glowing much more dimly than it was when she first summoned the creature.
It may have a cooldown.
You should put your blood in it. Your righteous blood.
I'd rather not do that. It probably would find some sort of sin.
What
I'm
if it
not
makes a
perfect.
nice one, like a kind spawn?
Unlikely.
A virtue spawn, I guess that's what it would be.
Well, number one, I appreciate the sentiment, but I'm not about to find out.
Pour the gross water in there.
I have my own demons enough already. Thanks.
We should find the most righteous of us later. Something to do.
It's probably Gunn.
And I refuse.
Actually, I mean, it's probably Phelan if we're going to be honest here, but
That's true.
nobody's
Yeah,
cutting
chat.
Phelan.
Chat says fail.
Phelan.
Yeah, no one wants to cut Phelan.
When you say chat, do you mean Ido? Because
Yes,
I don't
I
know
do.
if I trust his opinion ever.
Phelan is definitely the most innocent, although I did cast the first stone.
Yeah, you did.
She's gonna make her way up here as well, Ameko.
Anything weird about this pool right here? Like, does the water look anything like the water from the altar in the other room? More gross water?
Let's see. Looking at the lower water there. You examine the water. Doesn't seem to be. The glow from this water has dimmed entirely. It's pretty shallow, maybe 2 feet deep at most. It's certainly deeper in the center. But no, it just looks like a pool of maybe softly glowing water with skulls on spikes all around it.
Delightful.
Normal pool.
We could have maybe asked Quink how to destroy such a thing. Although
I don't know if he knew.
We may not-
There's not one.
you're right, there might be some positive, like presumably someone built this place originally not as just a straight up demon spawning pit.
Well,
Although maybe
they had the sigil of Lamashtu on the Dar.
Yeah.
So
I guess that sort of was maybe their thing back in the day. But feels like this is an awful lot of craftsman's effort for, something like that.
Ameko looks worried and sort of crosses her arms and tilts her head, trying to make some sense of this device.
I'm going to try to think of a way to do an exorcism or something along those lines.
Okay, religion modifier?
Oh, don't take that roll. Do your thing.
Okay, your religion modifier is 5. As far as you're aware, this isn't the sort of thing that could be exercised. This appears to be...
A permanent architectural feature.
Yeah.
Okay.
And doesn't even appear to be radiating divine energy at all. Like, this doesn't strike you as a... As much as this first pool here in the room could be kind of conceived as a altar or shrine to Lamashtu, this doesn't look like any of the sort. You're not seeing any markings for Lamashtu anywhere on it. Just
maybe
you do notice these more of these 7-pointed stars
Symbols.
Yeah, symbols etched into the base.
Maybe someone with Arcana could try to
Well,
make
that's
better
not
sense of
Greshy. That would be maybe a Mako. She's got that sort of knowledge. In the meantime, Greshy's going to kind of fish to his side and pull out over his drinking horn, and he's going to uncork it and pour a little bit of the beer into the pool and see what happens.
Okay, you
Be the beer's righteous.
A beer spawn appears.
Maybe a little beer spawn appears. Wouldn't that be interesting?
Oh goodness. You pour a bit of beer into the pool.
There are new rules in Pathfinder 2nd Edition for creating monsters on the fly, Jason. I'm just letting you know. They're right there in the bestiary.
The beer mixes. Actually, I don't think there's some modification rules, but the actual rules are coming in the Game Mastery Guide.
Which is in January, I think they pushed it to.
But enough Paizo advertisements. You pour the beer into, or some of the beer, or all of the beer?
Just some of it, like maybe a cup's worth out of the horn.
Okay. You pour a cup's worth of beer into the Runewell, and it's kind of like pouring oil into water. The beer just kind of floats on top.
Oh, interesting.
And as the Runewell bubbles and boils, you watch as the beer kind of scatters and coalesces around on top of it, but it's just kind of floating on top.
I thought you were gonna say, I think the phrase is pissing in the ocean. Like, it's not gonna, it just disappears, you know?
It just absorbs and is doing nothing. No, it just seems to not be mixing at all, which is interesting.
That is interesting.
Is it really water, or is it just kind of like a blood pool? Because wasn't that what the Quasit thing did? Cut herself and dripped some blood into it?
Yeah, the Quasit cut herself with her dagger and blood dropped into it. But this water doesn't look like blood, it looks like glowy water.
The blood presumably turned into the sin spawn.
That's probably true.
Cut our hands.
I mean, Asher, if you want to volunteer, but I suggest trying the gross water first. See what that does.
Water. I'm just gonna drink that later. No.
You could pour it and then go get to refill.
We could not mess with the creepy demon well until we talk with.
But
I'm not listening to Gunn right now.
Beautiful. Look at it. Does it have any markings on it? Did you say?
Yes, it had these 7 pointed stars.
Well, make sure you
draw that on my paper.
Make sure you write down.
You
the
can
results.
actually take out your a piece of parchment paper and hold it up against the one of the engravings, and you can do like a kind of rubbing of it to get the symbol.
Rubbing.
Make sure we write down the results. That way, it's science and not just screwing around.
I do like screwing around, but I agree. Science is probably for the best. Well,
okay, so you've got this
did
engraving of
this demon have like any sort of living quarters? Did it seem to have, well, around here, I should say, any sign of it? Like, no. Okay.
We got two side doors that could.
I saw those.
I should have brought more jars.
Do we want to take the one over here on the left?
Didn't necessarily expect to find 3 different pools in the first, 30 minutes of exploration.
Well, I was thinking I wasn't expecting to find the closet quite so easily, but there you go. If it's just gonna hang out waiting for us, then no harm, no foul.
Well,
did anyone catch what she screamed as she disappeared?
Something about something.
Why are you
murder.
in my holy temple?
It wasn't hers. It was somebody else's.
Yeah.
That's what she said. Mothers. That's the word she used. Mothers.
Lamashtu is the mother of demons, right?
Yeah, mother of monsters.
Mother of monsters. Well, monsters don't necessarily refer just to demons, but I mean, it would make sense that she's in Lamashtu's chamber. She could be referring to Lamashtu as her mother.
Let's check those 2 side doors.
All right. Why don't we check the one over here on the right, since we've been kind of leaning right first, and then circle around to the other one.
Left as we look at it right now, since we've crossed the room.
Yeah. Okay.
Right
yes.
from where we entered.
On both sides of the entry doors, there are 2 small chambers.
stand behind Gunn. Phelan will come over here. Oh, Asher, are you gonna just go open the other door?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna listen to it
Well,
first.
Phelan will go hang out with you just in case.
Okay, you each go up. Gunn, you carefully open your door. Asher, you listen to the door. There's no sound, and you open that one as well. Inside both of these small chambers, let's see. Make sure I'm not missing something. Ah, yes. Both of these chambers are mysteriously empty, save for what look like the tattered scraps of decayed clothing. I don't know if you've ever had like an old plastic bag or sheet or something that's just kind of like deteriorated. There's just like little flakes of fabric that's long since gone bad. Is there any
I
what?
think it would only be mysterious if I expected something, and I expected nothing.
I expected nothing, and I'm still disappointed. So another sign of this being a very, very, very old complex. This is not related to the Kaijutsu family smuggling operation or whatever it was.
It would have to be pretty old, unless you think the people of Sandpoint built it. Which is
That's a fair point. Would this be dating back then to the same time that the old light was?
Judging from the well that Broderick told us about. Yep.
Is the old light also a monument to Lamash too?
I don't know how to the degree that she figures into general Thessalonian culture. I'm guessing not. I'm guessing there was just, a minority of people doing the demon worshipping and summoning.
Well, you said it yourself. This is a pretty intensely built chamber.
Yeah.
So, some sort of craftsmen were down here. A number of them.
It's tough to imagine a whole city's worth of people getting along with each other while also,
You haven't spent much time in Cheliax, I take it.
I guess not.
Is there anything weird about
also
the
doing
wall?
human sacrifices and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, for the audience, Cheliax is not exactly a great place to live. It's like the demon worshipping country of humans.
I mean, there's some minor sacrificing going on. It ain't so bad.
How is the civilian life there?
I can't say I spent much time, but I
Not great.
don't think I'd ever want to.
Start to make our way back out. Shall we?
I was gonna ask if there's anything weird about the walls in the chamber.
You want to do a?
like a normal room?
You want to
What's
do
your
a
perception
search?
modifier,
Yeah.
Asher?
My perception modifier is 7.
7. Okay.
Good modifier.
Okay, you scan the walls of that chamber there, correct?
The small room.
Okay,
Mhm.
yeah. You're just getting ready to sort of give up and walk away, but something catches your eye. It looks like writing, and when you turn your head to look at it, you watch it just quickly fade away.
I turn my head to look away from it again to see if it comes back.
You turn your head
You need
away
a
and then
mirror.
look back, and now it's not. You don't see it anymore.
Oh my goodness.
I will.
It looked like almost like scribbling on the wall.
If you announce this to us, I have a.
There's some writing on the wall. I think it's gone now.
Damn, I didn't
Yeah,
apparently write it down. I'm supposed to have a mirror, the hand kind.
A little hand mirror?
Yeah.
I don't think I have one.
Oh, if you
Kinda
bought
shoot
one,
blind.
you have it. That's fine.
It should be in my camping and misc stuff. Maybe I couldn't find it in the book at that time.
Okay, you can have a mirror. That's fine.
I would hand that over and say, like, try looking at it in this.
I use the mirror to look. I assume like kind of backwards.
Okay, you try to do this. No dice. It just looks like a normal, ordinary wall.
Ooh. Can I touch the place where I think I saw it?
Yeah, you run your hand along the surface of the wall. Old, kind of grimy stone.
Oh,
Feels normal.
that. Okay, I think I probably did not have a mirror. It looks like they changed the price of mirror to 1 gold. So that would be why I did not.
Fair enough. Well, I'll have bought it then. We'll just
Okay,
say that. That way,
sure.
there's still continuity. Because I can afford a gold for...
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we can afford it, but
I
it wouldn't have been in my
hands you a
starting.
mirror.
I would have been able to afford it starting too, because I actually had a lot of silver left over at the time. Anyway, I can try cleaning the wall.
Yeah, I'm like, does anyone here know of like any magic that would help you write on a wall?
Not right. Offhand. I can try cleaning it, see if there's something underneath, if it's all grimy.
Yeah, we can try. I swear I saw writing.
Is that a cantrip?
It's a
Let me-
cantrip.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
If you have a cantrip for it.
Well, I've got prestidigitation, so
I have that as well.
yeah,
make
the
a-
two of us can work together.
Mako just kind of does like a bow and lets you.
Maybe Amiko
right.
could try the other side, see if there's anything on.
Either way is fine. Greshy will go in and start cleaning. It takes a while. It's like a minute per for one bulk.
Okay,
So-
you attempt to rub clean at least the spots that are covered in grime and dust, and Mako goes to the other side, and you both spend 5-10 minutes doing this. And nothing interesting. It just seems like clean, bare walls now.
During that time, I'll try and do maybe a refocus.
Okay.
Ooh.
How would you like to do your refocus? So, paladins can usually pray or do some kind of service to their god. You could meditate.
Meditation is what I was thinking, and I'd be meditating on the dream that I had and the relationship of the quasit to it.
Okay. So you spend these 10 minutes refocusing yourself. You get back 1 focus point.
Which is my total.
Okay. And yeah, Mako kind of comes back to the center of the room. Sorry guys, I didn't see anything interesting over there. And Greshy, you're finding the same. Nothing of interest.
Well,
Yes.
it's clean, I guess. It's good for whoever decides to come down here and do whatever they're going to do with this place.
Yeah, at least we know. And if what you saw was magical, keep your eye out for it to come back later on a different wall. Could be something that will manifest again.
Yeah, maybe it was some kind of illusion. This
Perhaps.
place is certainly
Creepy enough. for me.
weird. Yeah.
Asher looks dubiously at the wall as he leaves.
Watching it carefully, like,
Yeah, like.
I don't feel too comfortable about leaving that Runewell thing behind, but
I mean, what do you want to do with it?
I don't know. I wish there was a way to.
Disable it, something like
Yeah.
that. I couldn't come up with
I can
anything.
go and kick it.
So actually, I do have a question about that. It was brighter when we came in the room than now when we're leaving it.
Yes. It was glowing quite vividly before the Sin Spawn came out. And then it dimmed quite noticeably.
Used up whatever energy it had.
In making the sin spawn. So if you wanted to try and use all of the energy, we'd just have to summon and destroy more sin spawn.
Yes, let's cut our hands.
Mm,
Let's do it. This plan can't go wrong.
Is that what you want to Mako?
It's worth trying. We were able to take out the one.
What do you think on?
I would lean towards just trying to barricade the door
We're
and then coming back later with Quink so we can study this thing?
Well, I'll leave it in your hands with whatever you guys think.
If you guys want to do it, we can
It
do
honestly comes down to weakening ourselves to deal with something that may not be an issue at all, versus making sure that everything else in here is cleared out before we worry about this. If we go through and there's nothing else of note, then we can come back, we can take care of it. And if we go through and there's other things trying to kill us and we kill them first, then we can not have weakened ourselves here, just in case. That's my thought.
Little pinprick.
What are those?
If you want to do it, Asher, I'll back you up. But
Asher just like runs up. It's like, ugh.
Yeah.
Wait,
Out of everything that was
is
in
Asher
that-
running over there?
No.
Okay.
That'd be a bit out of character, I think. Though he kind of wants to do it. He's curious.
He's just
Out of
in
everything
the
that was in
back
that
of the
room.
shot, just kind of anxiously like looking at his hand.
Yeah, he's like looking
playing
at
with
it.
little tiny daggers, just going, I could.
Like, what if I put my jars? I can also scoop it. I can dump the other stuff.
Telling you, dump the gross water in there, see if that does anything.
Out of everything that was in that room, is there anything we could use as a wedge to block the stone doors or to through the handles?
I mean, we found scraps of stuff. There was the skulls, maybe? Can we pull the skulls off?
There was stairs which have railings. There was skulls which were on spikes. Maybe we could get one of the spikes.
Yeah, you could try to. The railing is all kind of one big metal piece. That might take some effort.
Are you worried about people coming in or going out?
Good question.
Because I'm less worried about people coming out if it requires somebody summoning these things versus somebody going in and then summoning these things.
That was my
That's
worry
true.
as well.
Will be difficult to block the door from the outside.
Well, maybe we just go
All right.
through and try and clear things out before anybody gets in here to summon more things.
If you summon a sin spawn with your blood, do you control the sin spawn? These are questions Asher's thinking about.
Does he ask that
Like
loud?
it. No, he's just kind of thinking like,
He's thinking, okay.
like, do I get a pet sin spawn? Like, is that cool?
You did see Tsuto did seem to be able to command the creature that he had earlier.
But they're made of hatred, so or maybe they're made of different sins depending on who you are.
On who summons it?
What if it's just like sloth, right? So it's just lazy. It's not so bad, right?
Now I'm thinking of Pokemon, and this time when you summon it, you get a Slaking, and he just kind of lays there. And he's just,
it's like, come on, buddy.
if he ever deigns to hit you, it's gonna hurt like a motherfucker. But most of the time, he's just gonna be like,
He
I
looks
know in the
around.
chat really wants you guys to test this out.
Yeah, I need.
If you're gonna do it, Asher, do it, and I'll back you up. But I kind of agree with Gunn.
I need Gunn. I need Gunn.
Make your call. Make your call.
Oh.
Up to you.
It's entirely on you whether we live or die here.
Ooh, I got something in my eye. I think I'm okay.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right. Gunn, why don't we just clear everything out? We'll just keep an eye out, make sure that nobody comes down here.
All right. Yeah, you're right. I can't think of any way to barricade the door so that things couldn't get in.
Well, I guess I could check this. Is there a lock on the door at all?
No, it's just
Yes.
big stone doors.
I mean, I was just, if there was a lock, I could try locking it, but well,
Let's just close the doors and.
hope for the best.
Yep.
That's fine. So last one out, close the doors.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Omeko looks back at
Before she comes out, I'm going to come over here, grab the closet carps, and drag it over to this other corner in the other room with the altar.
Put it on the altar.
I just don't want it in the same room. No. No, Asher. I just don't want the closet in the same room with everything else. Just in case, because I'm not super familiar with how demons operate, if it's going to just suddenly spring back up and decide I'm going to go cut myself some more.
Fair enough. She looks
Okey-doke.
too. You need to open the door.
Or even if she's not, just don't want to have to worry about it. It'll be a little bit harder this way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you close the doors behind you and exit back into the main chamber. And that, my friends, is where we shall call this one tonight. Stop moving around.
I'm trying to get up to the main chamber.
Back to the where the statue is.
The anger. The anger.
All right.
Well, I mean,
That's
we've
it for
already
tonight.
resolved where the sin spawn come from, so we're all set. There's
Yeah,
nothing
we're
to
doing-
do in here.
Well,
progress.
resolved, but
Resolved. Never gonna be a problem again.
I still want to
Guaranteed.
put blood in there. My own blood.
You had the chance.
I did,
You still have
but
the
I
chance.
felt like it wasn't in character to go suddenly run up and be like, "Ugh."
Well, I mean, it's science, and everyone was like, if you want to, go ahead.
Asher's not a sciencey person.
No, that's true. Doesn't like doing that kind of experimentation.
He likes to understand things, but he doesn't like to experiment with things.
It's more like, what does this do? And then he finds out what this does, and then he
It's
knows.
more like, yeah, like what do animals do? Like I want to learn about them, or I want to learn about like the creature, but not so much I want to put my friends in danger because I cut my hand over weird
Over a weird eldritch altar.
Yeah.
Well, next week on Third Action, we'll find out if the party cuts their hands over some dark altars or drinks mysterious dark altar blood.
Gross water.
Gross water.
It's trademark now. Gross water.
Yes, that's true. That's all I got for today, everyone.
All right.
Yeah, we're Third Action. We're here every week, every Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m. Pacific-ish. Tuesday? I said Tuesday, right? Tuesday nights, 7:30 p.m. Pacific. You can find us on Twitter at Third Action Show. You can find us on the Facebook or the YouTube, podcast apps, whatever you want, within reason.
We're
Yeah.
everywhere.
That's it. You can't escape us. Good night, everybody.